The second day I was here, I said, why are we in the U.S.? Why are we not here? Opportunity is everywhere. You can't get the promotions you're supposed to have in the U.S. because you're black and you're African. That's even worse. People are dying every day. There's shootings going on. We're struggling. He's working 2 jobs.
She always said that you are close to heaven. And I said, if this is heaven, I don't like to go to heaven.
Because you live in America.
America, and the person is in UK. So how much more Ghanaian?
We're growing our own stuff. We're doing this to establish ourselves, not working to make somebody else rich.
Yeah.
If you have something doing in Ghana, why will you leave and go to America? It's modern day slavery.
Social media is huge, and the younger generation is always on their phone. Nowadays, there's opportunity online to make money, to help others, to build business. U.S., when you have a business, by the time you pay your taxes, your insurance, all your things, you're struggling just like the next person. Our daughter's paying almost $900 a month. That doesn't count your electric, phone bill, medical insurance. There's so many things you have to pay.
Every year when new phone comes, I buy a new phone. But when I move here, I stop that. You are in Ghana, you are not in America. You have to cut the code according to
your size. There are Ghanaians who are living here and they think there's no opportunity here and they want to live to the US and the UK. What makes you identify the opportunities that Ghanaians are missing?
Black Americans, there's a place for you. You don't have to worry about getting shot. You don't have to worry about your children, teaching them how to act. You can bring them here. They can be children. They can go out and play.
Hello guys, welcome back again to another amazing episode. And this is the Diaspora Transition episode where we have dialogue with diasporan who decided to leave the diaspora and currently living here on the continent. And today we do have here someone very special. A couple who decided to move from the US to Ghana to live, listen, they are living in the local way. If you guys know how they have a chicken coop in their house. And I saw their YouTube video. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And also they commented down my YouTube channel. I'm like, I need to get this couple on the show. So they are here with me in the studio. They go by the name Kimberly Mensah and Maxwell Mensah. So without further ado, welcome on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming. I saw your comment on the video that I posted, and I thought this is a unique story, leaving America behind and coming to the continent and living like the locals live. So let's have a dialogue. I want to get to know how you decided to, move, why, reasons, and before we dive into it, briefly introduce yourself to the people watching you for the first time, if they've never seen you guys before.
Okay, my name is Kimberly Mensah. I'm Maxwell Mensah's wife, and we're here in Ghana now.
Yeah, my name is Maxwell Mensah. This is my wife, Kimberly Mensah.
When did you guys decide to leave the US behind?
I think we decided about almost 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Normally, what happened was that when Trump took power, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He let we, the black people, knows that we are not from there. So it's something that, I thought about it. And my wife too came here about 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. And when she came back, she told me that, okay, you're a black man. Mm-hmm. You are not going to be respected in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she said that?
Yeah, she told me that.
I already know.
It's true. Yeah. So he said, there is opportunity in Ghana. So why don't we move there? Mm-hmm. Because there you will be respected. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, my wife don't like when they say stuff, some of the people in the United, they will say, sometimes I don't catch it, but she does. So when she said that, why can't we move? And I said, okay, we will. So from there we started to plan and, decided that, okay, we're gonna sell our house. And that time I think the rate was good or something like that.
The real estate market was superb.
So
we got more than what it was worth.
Really? And what was that? What date was that?
I know it's around April 2021.
21?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where we are currently filming this episode is called Gendu Place. Gendu Place is a co-working space located in the middle of East Legon. They have electricity, stable, it never goes off. Their Wi-Fi here is pretty fast. And one thing about Ghana is there's doing so, which is the light going off and on sometimes. So moving back, you have a remote job that you want to be able to plug and play. Gendu Place would be one of the places for you, more reliable. Check them out. When you get here, tell them you're coming from Web Nation Africa, and then you might get a discount. Let's go back a little bit. You are Ghanaian, right?
Right.
At what point did you move to the US, and what was your upbringing like, even to the point of meeting your lovely wife, and then, deciding to sell your house, what you had to go through mentally, understanding you build your whole life in America and have to leave it behind to Africa. Can you take me there?
Yeah, I think, like you said, I'm a Ghanaian and everybody wanted, to go to United States.
Yeah.
So when the opportunity came, I went and I met my wife at Kmart. There is a distribution center in Greensboro, North Carolina. So that is where I met her. She was working there, at work. So.
Oh, you guys met at work?
Yeah. And we're going almost about 19 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So was he telling you along the line while you guys have married that he one day go to Africa or?
No.
No?
No.
Talk to me about it.
Well, when we first met, of course, then I didn't know much about Africa at all. And I didn't know much about the countries and all of that. So he was teaching me, how Ghana is, the culture and stuff like that. We were around a lot of Ghanaians. The church we went to was Ghanaian church. So, everybody there would tell me, oh, are you going to Ghana? Are you going to Ghana? I said, maybe if he takes me, I will go. And they said, you're going to love it. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's nice. You're going to love it there. I said, okay. So, and that was when we first met.
Wow.
So years later, we decided to purchase some land like a lot of people do, retirement or whatever. And he wanted me to come and see it through my own eyes, see how it was and everything. So I came with my daughter and we came and saw it. And I think he might forget, but like the second day I was here, I called him that night. I said, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we in the U.S.? Why are we not here? Opportunity is everywhere. Everywhere. You can't get the promotions you're supposed to have in the U.S. because you're black and you're African. That's even worse. You can't get the respect. People are dying every day. There's shootings going on. We're struggling. He's working 2 jobs. From 2 a.m. he wakes up till 7 p.m. at night. 2 jobs. Wow. And working out, and we're serving in our church and everything. So it's very, very hard. So I said, what are we doing? Why are we not
back on the
doing
continent?
something here? So that's where it started for me. And when I came, I was sold 100%.
Yeah.
I said,
what touched your heart?
What are we doing?
What made you like, I'm sold? What is it that you saw on the continent that made you like?
Okay, and at the end of the 11 days I was here, I felt better. I felt better health-wise. I just felt better. And the opportunity, a lot of people complain, this, that, this isn't good, that's not, it's opportunity. For you to do business. You can live free here. The people were kind. The food was good. The air was good. I always wanted to do like gardening and things like that anyway. And, you know, by that time we already had our property where our house is. And when I went there, it just felt like home.
I've seen what you are posting on your YouTube channel, where you have your garden there. You do have some chicken.
Yes.
And I think that's very beautiful to see you move from the US and you kind of adapt yourself into the local society to live like the locals do, which we will dive into that very shortly. But let's talk about you acquiring the land or the property in the first place. We've had our brothers in the diaspora who say, oh, I tried to move back, I tried to buy land, and I was duped. Someone stole my money. I even gave the money to my family members to do this property for me, and they end up eating the money. How did you go about that, you know, trying to get the land, you know, like we were speaking behind cameras? Let's walk through that again.
Yes, normally, you know, like I always say is that, you know, we have people who are, God has given me wisdom and I appreciate that. Sometimes when we are overseas, sometimes when we wanted to do stuff, we don't want anybody to see it. Like, okay, I trust you alone and I want you to buy me a land. Nobody knows about it. But me, I didn't do it like that. Because my son and my daughter was here. So what I do is that they have to work together. So if I'm bringing $10,000, $20,000, this one knows, this one knows. Because if you give it to one person, okay, nobody knows about the money. And moreover to what I do is that, okay, go see carpenter, how much they're gonna take. You two go out there, find a carpenter, how much, and let's
compare the prices.
You know, so they both work together. But most of Ghanaians don't do that. First of all, they don't want family member to know that they are buying the land. So at the end of the day, you hand the money to one person. So if you hand the money and two people knows, one will tell you that, hey, he didn't buy it. Because two...
So they are policing each other.
Right. Even when I open the foreign accounts for them, it's both their names.
Right.
One cannot go and withdraw money unless the two agreed. You know, it's certain things that Ghanaians, we don't do that. You know, so that was what I did for me to acquire the land and everything, and they built for me.
How many acres is it?
It was just 1 acre.
1 acre.
Yeah, that's where we have our house.
Now, let's talk about, it's in Amasamai.
Right.
Is it remote, in a remote location, or it's...
It's on the Sabbath, right? Sabbath of Amasamai.
The suburbs of it. Yeah, it's actually called a Bochiman.
A Bochiman.
A Bochiman.
Yeah,
okay.
We're near Treba.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of, you go off the main road, so it takes maybe about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay.
To get to where the house is. So it's kind of, when I first came 6 years ago, because we already had acquired the land, there wasn't really much of anything around. There were some little shops in the front, and about halfway there were a few little shops. Now there's stuff everywhere.
You know, normally we like to move back into this nice environment, already established facilities. And you, on the other hand, you being in America, you're used to the infrastructure and stuff like that. So how was it coming 6 years ago and having to live in Amasamai where, like you mentioned, there was nothing there? How was it for you?
Well, we didn't actually live there at that time. We've been here for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
But when I
to that, right?
Okay. But when I came first, there wasn't much there. I really didn't think about, it's going to develop and things will be around later. I was okay with it. I grew up in the country, I was born in upstate New York. So a lot of people don't realize that New York is a big state in the U.S. And it has country. I was raised way in the country, like
let's
village.
talk about your upbringing a little bit. How was your upbringing like?
I was raised in the country. I'm used to
in the country means
doing things.
In the village side.
The village side.
Yeah, when they say the country, the US say country. Country means that
the
kind of the suburb.
The suburb.
You kind
I say
of
grassy,
village. Nah, only a grassy.
Okay.
Kind. Yeah, that's how I did.
So yeah, we had woods around, forest around, and everything. You know, I'm the type of person I like to go walking on the trails in the forest or fishing and stuff like that. So that's how I grew up, like that. Basically in the countryside. So I've always enjoyed being outside, growing things. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. Now, fast forward. You've decided to move to the continent.
Yes.
1.5 years now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Living here full time. How has it been like? You know, I want you to answer. How has it been?
It's you know, sometimes when you wanted to move here, there are certain things that you have to let it go. Yeah, you have to let it go because, like, you know, when I was in the United States, every year when new phone comes, I buy a new phone. You know, that no matter, I'm Android guy, so I always buy a new Android. But when I move here, I stop that. You know, and normally too, when you move back here, there are certain things that you have to. They say when you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do. I mean, I have a visitor yesterday, and when he came and I told him that we've been here for 1.5 years, he said, "Man, I thought you have been here for almost years." And I said, "Well, when you come to Rome, you have to do what the Romans do. So you have to calm down. You cannot live the life that you live outside and bring it here." You know, some people, when they come here, they want to do a lot of stuff, you know, like they are in the United States. No, we don't do that. You know, we take it easy, and, you know, we take that every day by day what comes around. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to plant whatever we can, you know, get. We don't just
rush things.
Rush like the way we are in the United States. You know, I'm somebody that's used to spend a lot. But when I came here, I just have to, you know, because you are in Ghana, you are not in America. So you have to cut the coat according to your size.
Now, to you, how's it been like a year and a half living here in Ghana?
It's been amazing. I mean, when I think about, sometimes we're busy. We thought we were coming here to take a break and then, you know, get into some business here or there. But we came and have hit the ground running for a year and a half. And when I see how busy we are, but I compare it to the way we were there, I said, wow. We're doing this to establish ourselves, for ourselves, not working to make somebody else rich. Where we see during the pandemic time in U.S., it was tough. It was tough. But one thing we always saw was there were essential workers, and there's some who aren't essential. So here, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure we're farming, we're growing our own stuff. You know, I wanted, when I was furloughed back then, I got a taste of it. To do my own things, have time to do the garden and everything. And when I went back to work, I was like, wow, I was enjoying. So for me, coming here, doing that stuff, it's really been great. I enjoy, it's an adjustment. You know, for me especially, I'm used to going and buying everything we need for the house, groceries. I can't just go out there and do that. They're gonna really maybe overcharged me, and I don't know the prices yet. So it was a little bit challenging in that aspect of it, but.
Now, one thing I like is I think you've adapted so well, and maybe it comes from you growing up in the countryside, because the way you take care of the pets at home, having your own gardens, it's something that so-called city girls, city boys will not be able to do. They want to be able to move back to the continent and live the same life that they live in the US, having to go to the grocery shop to shop everything that they want. Right. Living in the cities with infrastructure already established. But you didn't mind going to Amasaman, which is a little bit far away from Accra, to grow your own food. I'm thinking it's because of your upbringing.
Probably, because I always liked doing those things anyway. And I always wanted to have like a farm. I always wanted to be on a farm. So we have a lot of, they call them homesteaders in the U.S. So there are a lot of people that live off-grid, no public utilities, and, they just do their thing.
I like that. Now, identifying opportunities. I think you made mention of, in the U.S. you work for somebody.
Yeah.
But here you do everything for yourself.
Yes.
And you said there was plenty of opportunities, and you were even telling your better half, what are we doing in America? What made you, because there are Ghanaians who are living here and they think there's no opportunity here and they want to live to the US and the UK. What makes you identify the opportunities that Ghanaians are missing? Wherever
there's a problem, wherever somebody's complaining, it's an opportunity. Like we came, it's an opportunity for us we came and showed that it can be possible. Now we have the opportunity to help others come, not by cheating people. I saw the customer service is lacking. So that can set you apart no matter what you're doing. If you have good customer service, people are going to come back to you. Even if your product's a little high, if I'm served with a smile and greeted nicely and taken good care of and made sure that what I'm buying is good, I'm going to come back. So customer service is a huge opportunity. Everything, they're building everywhere. So if you have a small store, you sell cement, or you sell anything to do with building, you're going to make it. Because it's growing so much. The advertisement is not there.
The advertisement?
And being on YouTube, a lot of people don't have that mindset.
Right.
But social media is huge. And the younger generation is always on their phone, always doing something. There's opportunity there. Nowadays, there's opportunity online to make money. There's opportunity to help others, to build business. U.S., when you have a business, by the time you pay your taxes, your insurance, all your things, you're struggling just like the next person. So the opportunity here, I say, I'm not saying there's not taxes and business, there is, but it's not like it is there.
Yeah. Let's speak about, the way you describe the U.S. like there's no freedom. From a Ghanaian standpoint, right, what would you say? Is it as easy as we think it is, or give me a reality check?
This one, I don't want to go there, but it's good. I'm going to explain, my wife, I always tell my wife, when you tell her that you are going to America, she will tell you no. And I told her that when you come to Ghana, please do not tell Ghanaians like that, because, and we have this mentality, because I have a friend, she is in, London, and I used to talk to her, and she always said that you are close to heaven. And I said, if this is heaven, I don't like to go to heaven. If you are telling me I'm close to heaven, then I will stay here.
Because you live in America.
And the person is in UK. So how much more Ghanaian? You see, but the thing that people doesn't recognize, and I always tell people, and I hope they will listen. If you have something doing in Ghana, why will you leave and go to America? And like my wife said, it's modern day slavery. They tell you the time to get to work, time to take your break, time to take your lunch, and time to go home. So that is modern day slavery. So if you have something doing here, why will you want to go to United States? Because of what?
Because it's heaven?
Okay. So most of the people were saying, okay, I will pay $6,000 to a connection man to go to United States. Okay, $6,000.
That's like 70,000 Ghana cedis.
So when you pay this $6,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 to a connection man, when you get to United States, you don't have paper. You don't. And nowadays too, it's kind of hard for somebody to say, okay, take my paper and no.
Biometric.
Now it's hard.
Yep.
People don't do that. People don't do that because it used to be that olden days. But now people don't do that. So when you go there and you wanted to get your paperwork, it can take you about almost another 10 years.
Before you get certified to work legitimately.
It's not certified, which I don't want to go there. My brother, Ghanaians, they understand what I'm saying. I don't want to say it on, So before you get money and all do that, it will take you about 10 years. Already, you left Ghana when you were 25, 35. You're already 45. So if you are able to get your paper, now you have to start everything afresh.
From the scratch.
It's going to take you about another 10 to 15 years. You see where you're going? So before you realize, you are in your 60s, hitting 70s. So I always, when if you win a lottery, that's fine. When you go within a short time, you can find a job. But if you don't go there with lottery and you just want to pay a connection man to get there, it's not easy.
It's not worth it.
Because I know one guy who used to come to our church and, he don't have anything. So Sundays we contribute some money and give it to the guy. And I said, look, family know that you are in the United States. But now you are struggling. So if you are able to get this $6,000 to give it to a connection man, why can't you establish yourself here?
Yeah, in farming. You can
do a lot here.
You can have a whole poultry farm.
Right.
Yes.
So it's kind of something that, when people wanted to go, some people will tell you, hey, come. When you come, ask them, are they going to give their papers for you to work? Even when they give it to you and you're making, let's say, $300 a week, and it's hard. You can't, a newcomer, you won't get it. You're working, so let's say 2 weeks, you get 500. He takes 250.
He takes half of his salary.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a lot, but rent and everything's a lot too.
Right, but why they do that, because even why they don't want to give you the paper, United States, when I'm working here, I'm paying taxes. So when I give my papers to you to work at another place, they're taking taxes. So at the end of the year, when I'm going to file taxes, they will tell me that I work too much and I have to pay. You have to pay the government because you're working too much.
Wow.
But if I have only one job, I can get a little bit from the government. And sometimes when I give my paper to you, I'm taking 250.
Half of your salary.
At the end of the day, when I come and tell you that, hey, I file taxes and I have to pay, let's say $3,000. So pay 1,200. You're not gonna give me that money.
Right.
So I'm not gonna give my paper to you.
Right. Wow. So then you'd be in trouble anyways.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
So you're better off in Ghana.
Yes, you were able to get $6,000. Oh yeah, within 2 years, you can add more to it.
If someone has $6,000 right now watching us, what do you think they can do? I think you are when it comes to farming, and then you are huge on that. What do you think someone can do with $6,000 to make, example, in 2 years to make $10,000 a month, or even to get the money back in a short period of time, or even in a year?
I think it would depend on their passion too. I think farming's gotten a bad rap now, but I think farming is where it is. But I think too it would depend on their passion, because if they're not passionate about doing something, they can put all the money into it, but the time when it's tough, like there's a farmer, Mensah Farms. I don't know if you've seen him. Oh, he came through a hard time just now, but he loves what he's doing, and he's rebuilding. He's rebuilding. But if you don't love what you're doing, you're not gonna be able to
when it comes
make
to
it.
Farming, right? Let me tell you the mindset of Ghanaians, or what we were told growing up. Farming is for the poor people.
Exactly.
Right? So when growing up, we don't want to be associated with anything that has to do with dirt.
Right.
Right? But we don't understand the fact that if you have, example, 1,000 chicken, you can sell your eggs and make $10,000 a month. Right. Nobody tells us about that, right? So then we have this image in our mind that, oh, this is something for the poor people. I don't want to do that. And we end up sitting in the AC and earning $100 a week or $200 a week. And we are happy with that. So let's talk about the mindset of Ghanaians, or even the mindset we have in general, that makes us not see the opportunities like,
Yeah, I think with what you are saying, I will just add a little bit to what my wife said. First of all, before you will get about $6,000 to go to US, something happened for you to get the 6,000. What were you doing?
Doing some small jobs.
You were doing some small. Let's say you were selling ice water on the road, or the roadside, and you were able to save 6,000. Why will you leave that?
Because there's some people who are not even making that much in the US.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And the bills are outrageous. So you see that even for in where we lived, it's not very expensive, but even for one bedroom, our daughter's paying almost $900 a month. $900 a month. That doesn't count your electric, your phone bill, your insurance, your medical insurance, everything you got to pay. There's so many things you have to pay. So the bills pile up. And I think too, like the way that they don't see opportunity here, and the way that they see farming, I can't tell you for sure, but to me, it sounds kind of similar to what they've done in the U.S. It doesn't benefit the big corporations if you go and farm and make your money farming. It doesn't benefit them. It benefits them if they control all the food. And let you come over here and do a little thing. I give you some AC. Here's your little change. Now you take it home. You pay your little bills, and that's all you can get. You can't go above it. So I think, we have to be careful what we listen to with farming is this, farming is that. Even his children were saying the same thing, like, why would you want to go into farming?
Yeah.
So our grandson is with us. We brought him as soon as we came. He said, I'm coming to live with you.
Yeah.
So he's with us. He's seeing it. He's seeing the benefits of the farming. So I think that's important to educate the youth. That this mindset, think about the things that you believe. Because when you're growing up, you thought about, farming is for poor people. It's not for poor people. people are rich off of farming.
Yeah.
Very rich.
Yeah, and let's dive into that, because one thing I love about you and your channel is the videos you post on there. A very candid video of your life in Amasama in Ghana, waking up in the morning, throwing some feeds to the chicken, growing. Let's walk me through that and why you thought it was very important to show the world what you're doing, in regards to the farming you have going on.
Okay. First of all, I'm not one that normally likes to be on camera. I don't like my voice, all that kind of stuff. But I really felt led to show it because I've seen a lot of Ghanaians and Africans, because the church we were in, it was African, and I've seen a lot of them who have come from their home country and they're struggling. Going to work, making other people money, and wondering, like, why did they leave that? They left their home to go there. And, I think I felt led to show it. And then even Wadamaya said something, Africa to the world. I started binge watching everything about Ghana. And I saw Wadamaya, and he's always saying, show it.
Yeah.
We can change the narrative. We can show it. So that kind of boosted me a little bit too, and said, okay, I'm going to show people how it is so they can see how Ghana is and not believe when I'm growing up what I saw about Africa. I wasn't really knowing that there's so many countries and so many different cultures. What we saw was the infomercials that you see with the starving children, the flies and all that. And there's food everywhere here. They're not starving. U.S., there are children starving in the U.S. When Nana didn't finish his food, I told him there are starving children in the U.S. that wish they had that food. Because when we were growing up, that's what we were told. There's starving children in Africa. You can't waste your food. But there's starving children in the U.S. Children without clothes, without food, without shelter. Homeless children. So, I said that's important. It's important enough for me to pick up the camera and show what we're doing and show people, yes, you can do it. You don't have to build a big giant mansion like a lot of people I see doing, having to build story buildings and they can never complete it. You don't have to do that.
You start small with what you have.
Yes. So, I thought it was very important to show even the Americans, Black Americans, there's a place for you. There's a place for you. You don't have to worry about getting shot. You don't have to worry about your children teaching them how to act. You don't have to worry about those kinds of things. You can bring them here. They can be children. They can go out and play. So I really felt like it's important to show it.
And I really like you saying this stuff, because like my brother is saying, he would preach, come to Africa. Africa is worth investing in. It's home. And sometimes we would have, like you said, African Americans who said they are better off in the U.S.
Because of the mindset. The same way that the farming, you think farmers are poor. It's the same way they think about Africa. They don't know. And my goal is to push them, even if you just come visit. You spend thousands of dollars on a vacation anyway. Come and visit. Come and put your feet on the ground. See how it feels.
I like that. And I think one thing we spoke behind cameras is people are even reaching out to you guys to even help them with, getting lands, advice and stuff like that. I think that's amazing. You are offering that for people, Because I've had people they got disappointed because they didn't meet any good person who would help them on the ground. And if people are watching you right now and they want to reach out to you for consultation or even for assistance, is it something that you'd be willing to?
Yeah, we'll be willing to do it. And as you always say, if there's 98% people that will scam you and rip you off and take your money. We want to be part of the 2% that won't. So it's very important to us. It's very important to us to help others.
I like that.
Yeah, I just want to add a little bit to what they say. You know, we have been there, done that. You know, that makes us a little bit different because I'm not just American, I'm a Ghanaian. And most of the people that they deal with in Ghana here, they are all Ghanaians. They haven't traveled abroad yet. So when you tell them that I saw a land and it's $10,000, within 2 weeks or 1 week, you send the money. So the mindset is telling them that, oh, wow, 10,000.
It's easy.
It's easy. This man just sent it in 2 weeks' time. You know, so they don't know that you have saved that money for
a long
years. Or even you went to the bank for a loan with high interest. They don't know. You know, but we know it. Like a friend of mine from Togo, he was telling me that he don't think that any African man have 10,000 in his accounts. That's what he was telling me in the United States. I say, hey, if you don't have it, don't say it's all African. So we know that, you know, the money is hard. You work hard for it. So if someone tells us that go buy us a land, we make sure. Even when you show me the paperwork, I just come to you and said, okay, hey, he has shown me the paperwork. If you like, we will take a lawyer for the lawyer to do the due diligence on the land. Before you pay the money. Because I don't want you to pay the money and at the end of the day, you know, you lose your money. You know, so I always tell our clients, I said, okay, this is what I want you to do. If you tell me no, then it's no.
That's your risk you're willing to take.
Right. Because even sometimes the land have lien on the land. But the lawyers can tell you that, hey, the land that you are going to buy have only 10 years left. You know, so there's these things that we're trying to help our clients. If they contact us that we want a land or this, you will pay the consultation fee for the lawyer in dollars, and then they will charge you. I mean, it's worth it.
It's like a security.
Right.
If you pay 300 and then at the end of the day he went and find out that he have lien on it,
you've saved yourself.
You save yourself. But most
people don't want to do that.
They don't want to do that. So you got to blame yourself, you know, when it happens to you. You know what I'm saying? Because land in Ghana is kind of
I think that's the most cases in the court of law.
Probably.
What would you say are the 3 things you wish you knew about Ghana, right? That's for you. Before moving down here and living here, or things you would have done differently, you know, if you were able to get a chance to start afresh coming to Ghana?
I would have sought out somebody knowledgeable, somebody with the same mindset as ours to come and oversee the project going on, the building of the house. The children did excellent. I have no complaints with them, but they do things a little bit different here. So, and we live a little bit different. You see the mini farm, we use a lot of water. So the first borehole we dug, we didn't know. We have to dig another one. It was very costly. So that's one key thing I think that could have benefited us. We were struggling with the money to travel here to see the project, and you're only going to come for a few days, right? So that money can do a lot. So we didn't put the money into coming to visit, but I think in hindsight, if we had somebody who had already done it I would have been willing, like he's saying about the lawyer, I would have been willing to pay somebody to come and look at how the systems,
the process very heavy.
how the systems are going in. We had to do our wastewater catchment system because we use a lot of water. So
Because
those
of farming.
for farming, for laundry, for washing, you know, we're used to that in the U.S. Maybe here they're not. If you have to fetch water, you're not going to use it like, you're not going to waste it like we waste it. And we do because of the farm too. We use a lot. Our clothes get dirty. We're washing. I'm always washing. So, you know, we use a lot more water. That would be the one main thing. Another thing, everything in God's time, but I would say we should have done it sooner.
You should have done it earlier than you did.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
Definitely, 100%.
Wow.
Because you don't want to be, it's hard enough. We are, and we're not retirement age. We're mid-50s. And we're not like we were when we were 30 and 20.
Right.
You know, so I think coming sooner would have helped us get things going a little bit easier. We're doing it by the grace. We had more energy then, instead of wasting all of our energy to make somebody else rich.
In the U.S.
So that would be the second thing.
And the last would be?
Last, shipped a little bit less stuff.
Ship less stuff?
A little bit less.
Okay.
Some of the things we shipped are still sitting in our storage. So
The
maybe
things
ship.
you thought you needed, you didn't really need.
Right. And then maybe, you know, regroup. I think ship things maybe that could benefit us a little bit more. So just knowing what to ship and what not to ship.
I like that. What will you know, I've done different?
I think, like she said, you know, if we should have come earlier, it should have helped. And secondly, to, you know, if we should have invest more in, you know, the poultry, but which we cannot blame ourselves on that because we don't know.
Okay.
So what happened was that when we came first, we just bought about 30 bears.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were trying to study them and see how it goes. So we were able to raise them, and then we bought 300.
Okay.
So, you know, that's what I was saying, we wouldn't have blamed ourselves. Yeah, because you cannot just go and buy,
so many,
you know, like 3,000, 4,000 beds and you have no
experience or anything
right.
like that.
So now we are trying to buy another 1,000 bed. You know, God so good, we have a farm, so we can plant our corn to feed them. You know, that will help us a lot. The thirdly was, if I know, I should have buy more land.
Thank you, because I just thought of that. I was hoping to say
yeah, if we should have get some people who are trustworthy, we should have buy more land because it's just going up.
And the price never comes back
down.
No. Ours
So we're always trying to advise people that wherever the land is, if you have money, invest.
It doesn't matter where it is.
Yes, just invest in it. Because when we bought our 50 acres land, I think we pay about 4,000. Now it's around 8,000.
Wow, in a period of how many years?
4 years.
4 years.
It's
already 100%.
Yeah.
Already. And what about the house?
When we bought our land, the 1 acre land was over 100,000. Just a little over 100,000. Now the same road, you know, where our house is, when you wanted to buy a property on the same lane, it's 150,000.
Wow.
More than.
Wow.
You see the difference.
Wow. It's appreciating so fast.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have money and it's sitting there in the bank, just find somebody trustworthy and buy you a land because in 5 years it's gonna increase. The price is gonna go up. Yeah.
And that's guaranteed.
Yeah.
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 Let's say, I mean, most people watching us are from New York. They watch us from New York. And also Ghanaians who are living in New York. Most people have worked in the US for 20, 30 years. They want to retire. They don't have the courage, you know. What is the one thing that you would tell them that would give them that courage to be like, you know what, let me just embark on this journey to Africa and see?
Yes. What I will tell them is that no matter what it is, you are Ghanaian. You know, when I think the depression came and the Italians and the Irish, they moved to America. When their country was getting better, they all moved back.
Yeah.
So if you are a Ghanaian and you have stayed there for so long, what else do you need? Come home. And most of the people to think that, you know, our health care is very bad and all those kind of
You
stuff.
mean the hospital facilities?
Yeah, you
Okay.
kind of, yeah, and most of the people says that.
Okay.
But US, a lot of people die in US. Even when you Google, where there is a lot of disease. You Google the continent Africa and Google America. You will see the disease in America.
So you're better off here in Africa.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But what I was trying to say, you come and do something. Even if you wanted to build something, sell cement, do it. Don't let somebody tell you that you have been to America for 30 years to 40 years and you are selling cement. And don't think that you are coming to build a mansion. Just think about it. If you wanted a retired home, when you retire, when you build that a mountain, you cannot climb upstairs. No, you can't go there. That's a fact.
Yes.
You know, so you build yourself 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms. That's where you want to retire. You know, they will tell you that you have been to America, so build
Something
a story
big.
building that people, no.
Trying to live above their means,
Right.
even though they can't afford it.
Right, and you know what's gonna happen? The family members will bring their kids to go and stay there. Yeah, I mean, you have 8 bedrooms. Okay, somebody gotta stay there, right? Right. So don't think that you have been there for 40 years, 30 years. So when you come and you build 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, people will, no.
Like they are ashamed of it.
Right. That's why a lot of people don't want to come.
Yeah.
You know, so they will stay there, and then the time they're gonna decide that they wanted to come back, they come, they can do. It's too late. But this is the time. Just think about it. I mean, if you have something that's gonna bring you income, that's all you need. That's all you need.
At least little cash flow.
Right.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, like I said from the beginning, you know, there are certain things that you have to let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I was in US, I would order shoes from Italy. But now I'm in Ghana, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get Android phone every year. I don't.
No.
You know, so there are certain things that this is Ghana. This is where you come from. No matter what it is, you are a Ghanaian. Come and help the country. I mean, it's what one of the American presidents, it's not what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country?
That's deep.
You know,
That's deep.
let's leave that mentality that government, and one thing that, you know, when we came, our road was very bad.
Where you guys are?
Yes.
Okay.
So what we did was that, you know, I ride bicycle in the morning, and when I see those who have cars, I tell them, I say, hey, do you see that our road? And it seems like everybody was interested in fixing the road. But who's gonna be the head? So I organized the people. We were for one of our friend, Eric, he was in the US military too, he came. And I remember one day when we had a meeting, he said, this one, I know it's gonna work. I know it's gonna work. So we organized the people, we raised a little bit of money, and we did our road, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so now our road, you can drive, I mean, it's drivable. But first, they have a place called River Jordan. When it rains, you have to stay there for 4 hours until the rains goes down, the water go down before the car can pass.
It's true.
Wow.
But now, you know, so let us bring our ideas and help the community. And what I have seen is that Ghanaians will build a mansion, but they don't care about the road.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I live in East Legon Hills, and you'd be surprised the kind of houses they have there. And the road
It's horrible.
Right. So when we have meetings, I said, what I have seen, you see all these mountains here. If your roads are not good, the value of your house goes down.
goes down.
Yeah. It's true.
And they build the house and don't think about organizing to do the road.
They're waiting for government.
So
Yeah.
they're waiting for government. And I told them, I said, maybe by the next 20 years they will do this road, and with that time I will be old. I won't be able to enjoy my house. Maybe my kids will come and enjoy it whilst I'm gone. You know, so let's do something. And they all agree. And you know, we have meetings in our house once a month. And we come together, you know, we buy gravels, we buy this thing, we spread it ourselves, and now our road look very good.
I like that. I like that. We are almost at the end of the conversation. I
Okay.
really enjoyed this conversation. I think we need to do a part 2. I'll come to your property.
Okay.
See it in person. If you do have a final message, right, to people watching, what would that message be?
Ghana, I'm sure, isn't what you left it as, is growing. The people need you here, and there are people willing to help you, not willing to steal your money. And the health, your health will be so much better. Don't rely on the prescription drugs and everything. There's shootings going on all over the place, the stress level. I mean, just come home. And for my Americans, just come and visit. Come and visit and try and see how the continent is. You'll be amazed.
And there's 55 countries at your disposal if you don't like Ghana.
Yes, there's so many countries. Check out Watamaya. He will show you every country.
I would tell our brothers who are living in the United States or all over the world is that plan to come home. Don't have mentality that you are not coming to live in Ghana. We need you here. We need you here. And those of our brothers to diaspora, those that they wanted to come, when you come here, you will feel like home. Don't listen to what they tell you that Africans don't like black Americans or something. Yeah, they say that.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
They say that. It's not true. When you come here, you will feel the love. So please, if you wanted to come. We've been helping a lot of people, black Americans, that they wanted to come and live here. And it's a lot of stuff that, you know, next time we can talk about it. So, if you want to come, just come.
How do people reach out to you?
We have a website. It's aaimcs.com. YouTube channel, Kimberly Mensah. So either in the comments, Facebook, I'm on Facebook, the same name, Kimberly Mensah. They can reach out to us.
All right, I'm going to leave the name on the screen as well as the link in the description so you can easily find their YouTube channel, their Facebook page, and reach out to them. And if it's your first time watching this episode, please don't forget to like the video, Share to friends and family so they can enjoy this knowledge shared by this couple too. Comment down below what you like about this episode. And thank you so much for watching. So without further ado, let's say bye-bye to the people watching. All right?
Bye.
Peace out.